Welcome to I Need Some Disney, the podcast where we dive into everything Disney, from the parks to the rides to the movies to the shows and everything in between. On today's episode, we are sadly saying goodbye to Muppet Vision3D, taking a look at the very strange history and existence of Aerosmith's rock and roller coaster and how the Muppets are speeding onto the scene of it while Monsters, Inc. roars itself into an all-new spotlight. My name is your host, Blake T. Wild, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Lena.
And I'm Lena Wild.
So, I learned about these two things for the first time last week when it was announced that Rock and Roller Coaster is being it's not being shut down, it's being replaced. Muppets Vision is being replaced because Disney is turning it into Monsters Inc. Land, Monstropolis, as it's called in the films, and as such, they're pretty much shifting everything around in total.
And honestly, like, the Monsters Land, it feels like really overdue. Like, when did Monsters Inc. come out? Like 2001? Around there. We probably could pull it up. But it's like, it's a little past its hype. Not saying I don't love Monsters Inc., but
it definitely came out post-2000 because of Superstar Limo, which is what the Mike and Sully's ride used to be. It was 2001. Mm-hmm. Came out 23 years later, 2 films and a TV show, which has like 4 seasons. There's a TV show where it's the monsters. It's what's the company called?
Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it.
I don't know.
They changed it at the end.
It's whatever that. It's about people working there. It's something or other. Just search Monsters Inc. TV show. But there's a Monsters Inc. TV show. There's the 2 films. There's a comic series, I think.
Monsters at Work.
Yeah, Monsters at Work, which I assume is a Disney original channel show.
2021.
Oh, it only has 2 seasons. I vastly overestimated the success of this show. And I'm sure Disney did as well. But yeah, now that you point that out, it really doesn't make too much sense why they're going all in on Monsters, Inc., aside from they just want to get a new technology.
Well, yeah, besides the fact that roller coaster sounds awesome. Like, it's finally their first, hanging roller coaster is what they said?
I guess, whatever it's called.
It looked fun.
Well, here's the thing with that, is that they're doing it almost simultaneously with an Iron Man ride at, I think, another thing in Walt Disney World. It's going to be almost the exact same, like, you're harnessed in, but it's like an Iron Man jetpack thing that you're riding.
In Disney World in Florida?
I think so. But anyway, we should probably establish what this podcast is going to be about based on my quick little announcement. I have never been into Disney, as you've seen from the description where it says that I've never been into it, but my wife is a Disney addict.
I wouldn't say addict, just a very big fan.
Yeah, okay. That's what they all say. I'm a very big fan of crack cocaine. But recently, I went to Disneyland for the first time. Depending on when this podcast is releasing, I'll have a multi-hour video detailing my experiences there. And I had a great time.
Yeah.
You have gone to Disney. How many times do you think?
Oh,
both.
You're going to make me count? I don't...
Is it over 15?
It's not... Oh... Is it over 15?
The way you speak about it makes it sound like it's like well over 15.
Could you give me a minute and I'll come back to that?
She has been to both Disneyland and Disney World throughout her whole life. I was raised without it because the mascots creeped me out. Rightfully so. I knew that they were just big people in there, and they weren't the actual characters, and I had no interest in going. So I saved my family a lot of money. But first time I went was this past October for Oogie Boogie Bash. Went to Disneyland, and I thought it would be fun to get into Disney stuff. She loves Disney, like I said, although she's more into just the sort of property aspects of it, like the stories and the movies and whatnot. I found that I am way more invested in the behind the scenes and the backstories and the histories and all of that whatnot. I love the Imagineering documentary on Disney Plus. That's one of the first things I watched when we got this service. Really, only 8?
8 in total. Well,
how many days?
Multiple long weeks.
Weeks?
Yeah, like every time we went to Disney World, we stayed for like 2 weeks. And
oh my god! You never told me that.
I never told you that?
No.
Because we also went to Universal Studios too.
Oh my god.
How have I never told you that?
I don't know. It's never come up. Universal Studios is one that I've gone to once in 2008, and I never rode any of the rides. Except for the best ride, the Backlot Tour.
Yes.
Which she doesn't agree with me is actually a ride.
So coming back to that, I think I got the total right. I think we've been to Disney World 5 times throughout my life. And that was like 2 weeks long trips. I can't really detail how many times we went to the parks because my family was always awesome and got us the park hopper. So we would we would park hop a lot too. So I can't even keep a good count of how many times we went to the parks. I do know we were smart and went every other day. So we always had a rest day in between because that is a lot of walking. That is like 30K steps.
What about Disneyland?
At Disneyland, we've been at least 3 times, as I can remember. Now 4 with you. And like those were more chill because it's only 2 parks, you know? And I think only 1 time, or no, 2 times we got the park hopper. But most of that we just did like a park a day. But yeah, been a lot. Could have been more if the economy was nicer.
No, it sounds like it was pretty goddamn nice to you.
I mean, still pretty nice, especially since I got to go to free since I was a child and my family paid for it.
And you're flying across the country when...
Yeah.
I, as a child, on the other hand, while you were flying across the country to go to the 18 parks that comprise Walt Disney World, I was going to El Cajon, California, to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, or Wild Animal Park as it was once known.
I still went to the San Diego Zoo as well.
No, not the zoo. This is different.
Oh, the Safari Park.
The San Diego Zoo, I hate, because the animal enclosures are not big enough. The Safari Park, Wild Animal Park, if you're naughty, is sort of like trying to be reminiscent and realistic with the paddocks and the habitats. But that's where my summers were comprised of. We would go about 2 to 3 times every summer, just to there, because I loved seeing the animals. And a giraffe licked my head.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
No, it was cool. I didn't say it was a problem. I was using that as a... Boy, did you get Pluto to lick your head?
One character tried to eat my head before. I don't remember who. Because they had a big mouth, and, like, I don't know if they were trying to eat my head or they were trying to kiss me, but I definitely went, like...
They had an open mouth?
Yeah, into the costume.
Ew.
Well,
sorry.
not in...
your head goes into the mouth and you just hear, sorry about that.
Just, yeah, I don't remember.
Who would have had a mouth capable of fitting a child's head inside of it?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't even remember if it was Disney. It could
I don't think any of them have open mouths.
It could have been Universal.
I feel like the SeaWorld ones have open mouths.
Well, like, not like an open mouth, but like just a...
Yeah, a gaping hole that's just sort of dug in.
Like I don't know. Can we switch the topic, because I don't remember properly.
Sure, so that establishes our history with Disney. She also obsessively watched all of the Disney films. I get the Disney princesses mixed up, much to her chagrin.
Oh my gosh, he gets Snow White and Sleeping Beauty confused all the time, and they look so different.
Because they both fall asleep.
They look so different.
I don't know what they look like.
Really?
I don't see that.
Really?
She preferred Bug's Life. I preferred ants. So...
Wait, so you're saying you didn't like Bug's Life?
No, I didn't.
Weirdo.
I like the one scene where they go to the cricket bar. That was it. That is all to say that I learned for the first time about the existence of Muppet Vision. I think I've been aware of Rock and Rollercoaster, but not to the extent that I am now after spending an entire morning researching it. So yeah, needless to say, I haven't gone on either of these rides. But we just announced just this past week or so, like I said at the top of the show, that Disney is replacing Muppets Vision with Monstropolis, and they're shifting the Muppets down, getting rid of Aerosmith, rightly so, some would say.
Hey.
I would say it's well past Aerosmith's time. So, on this episode, the inaugural episode, since we may as well get this out soon because it's topical, we're going to be discussing Rock and Rollercoaster and Muppet Vision3D and what the future holds.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I'm eccentric. So, Rock and Rollercoaster, originally titled during development as, get this, Rocking Rollercoaster. Yeah, it just doesn't have the same vibe, does it? So, this began in the mid-90s. Disney wanted to create a thrilling indoor roller coaster to expand the offerings that they held at Disney MGM Studios, or I believe as it would have been called when you started going, Hollywood Studios. When did that, when that switched over? Or was it still MGM when you went?
I don't remember the year, but yeah, I remember everyone being not too happy they switched the name.
Wow, people even got mad at that.
Well, I think it was just like confusing because I don't know, but for my family, we didn't know that they switched the names. So we were like, what the hell is this? Like, where's MGM Studios? No, it was just like a little throw off. And then like, it wasn't just that, they also changed things like in the park. So we walked in and it was like, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah, that's my thing. I'm going to try not to curse on this podcast as much.
I feel like hell doesn't count.
It's in Star Wars, it doesn't count. I have the mouth of a sailor, it's rotten teeth and full of scurvy, so I'm going to try my darndest not to swear on this Disney podcast. That's something fun that I've learned as I delve deeper within this past month of Disneyfying myself, is how angry people who follow Disney so closely get when things change, even though Walt Disney himself famously had the saying to keep moving forward. People hate it. But anyway, I digress. Disney originally approached the Rolling Stones to sponsor or like to get the license for the ride. So it could have been a Rolling Stones ride, except they were asking apparently roughly $10 million a year.
For a ride?
To license their music and like their image and everything.
Well, I guess I can.
And so Disney said no. And then they went to Aerosmith. And the ride was as such themed around them. Aerosmith, are you a fan of Aerosmith?
Yes.
Like a big fan, or you just like their hits?
I don't know. I used to be a huge fan.
Oh, really?
Back in like high school, middle school. I don't know. I kind of don't listen to them anymore, so I kind of get why they're switching it off Aerosmith, but it was more of the, I don't know, just like memories of this ride and like loving Aerosmith is what made it like worth it, which made it fun. Seeing
this Cadillac upside down when you walk through the arches. I have visuals to go along with this for you, so I got a couple of other things as we go. I guess maybe I'll upload those onto the YouTube video version of this. So yeah, Aerosmith, I've never really been a big fan. I know maybe 2 of their songs, 3 of them if you count the Run DMC version of Walk This Way. So, construction began in December 1997 and rolled into June 1998. Something I am learning is that a lot of big things for Disney happen in January.
Yay.
Rock and Roller Coaster was built... Oh yeah, here's something. So the space that they built this on was formerly a cast member parking lot.
Oh.
So that's fun. The cast members get kicked out for Aerosmith. June 1999, previews begin, and the grand opening in July, with something that I couldn't find too much information about, although I didn't look too hard, is that apparently they had a special event-only party with Aerosmith as the guests of honor. And seemingly there was some kind of contest that was held, because the contest winners were taken to the park in stretch limos, given complimentary meals, whatever that means, and had a special performance by Danny Dent, who is a speed painter, followed by, the interesting note here is the next 2 following words, followed by the chance to ride the ride with one of the Aerosmith members.
What does that mean they didn't?
So that means there's a possibility that you can just go on the ride and not be with one of the members of Aerosmith.
Well...
I think there's 5 or 6 members, and there's about 5 or 6 cars.
Yeah.
So they could have just done one each.
No, the car train's longer than that.
Because I know they're connected like a train almost, but I think it's like 5 or 6 cars.
It's pretty long. There's like 18 rows.
But I'm saying that there's still just like specifically 5 to 6 of them. So there could have easily been an Aerosmith on each, except I don't think they wanted to do that. But I would love to learn more about the special opening of this ride. The ride features 3 inversions, making it the first Disney attraction in America to include and the loops and whatnot. It uses an electromagnetic launch system to accelerate the riders from 0 to 57 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds.
thought it was 60 miles per hour.
I mean, it's close enough.
I mean,
it's 2 miles faster than Incredicoaster.
It literally says it on the little LED screen before you go.
Oh, does it?
That it's 60 miles per hour.
Well, maybe it eventually gets there. The track layout is 3,400 foot steel track. I don't know why I have that in my notes. Each car is equipped with 125 speakers.
Oh yeah, it's loud.
24 subwoofers, and more than 32,000 watts of audio amplifier output power playing custom Aerosmith tracks. Did you know that?
Custom.
So, the example that comes to my mind is they have a song called Love in an Elevator or something like that, but they changed the lyrics to be theme park themed, so it's Love on a Roller Coaster. So that, like, a couple of their songs they changed slightly to be in line with the fact that it's on a roller coaster. So that's going to be something that we're losing. So yeah, this opened in 1999. Then a couple years later, 2002, it opened in Paris. And I don't know, I was about to say there was one in DCA, but there wasn't. There was planned, I think, but they never did it. Never bothered. The Walt Disney Studios Park, which is just an odd terminology, in Paris, it opened again in 2002 and then closed in 2023 for a re-theming of an Avengers Campus expansion. Also, fun little note is that in the pre-show tape, like the little video of them in the recording booth, Steven Tyler made what appeared to be an obscene hand gesture, and in 2016, Disney digitally edited the original video to remove it. Do you want to guess what it was?
What did he do?
He puts his hand to his forehead and does the shocker.
Oh, I never noticed
that. He could have been an ASU student.
I don't... Honestly, like... Though that's weird that they would... I could see them complaining, but, like...
It's weird that they waited that long.
Well, because right when they're saying goodbye to you, the door's already open. So you're already getting pushed to the line to get onto the roller coaster. So I just assuming they didn't think anyone really noticed. I didn't even notice. Because, like, you're already moving when they're saying bye. Maybe
Disney didn't notice. That's why it took them until 2016, almost 20 years later, after the ride opened. So, the pre-show, do you remember what the pre-show of it was?
What, the bit when they're saying that they need to get to the concert and everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You enter the fictional G-Force Records building, where Aerosmith has just finished their latest album. They're excited to see you, the fans, but they're running late for their concert at the Forum. And then the cast member, the guide, I guess, or the person in charge, suggests that they bring the fans along, and Steven Tyler excitedly agrees, and the band's manager arranges a super stretch limo. So the main ride is a high-speed tour of Hollywood, where it's a 24-seat passenger limo. That is insane how many people they fit on these dang things. Can you tell I was about to swear? Yeah, and then there's a bunch of stuff. There's the corkscrew, which you pointed out when we watched the video. 2 rollover loops, which I assume is it's the 2 other inversion things. Yeah. You continue, and then you get off at the concert venue or something.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
ride.
not a long ride.
No, definitely not. It's like, that video was maybe 3 minutes that I watched.
But it was always worth it. I went on it so many times.
Was it?
Yeah. Especially since they have the single rider, you could just hop on it again and again.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, my brother and I would always just hop into the single rider line, and we went on it for like 3 hours straight one time. Or was it 2 hours straight? And I think we got to ride it like 4 times, 5 times.
It's like listening to 8 albums of Aerosmith.
Well, like, the song changes. I don't think we got the same song twice.
Yeah, it's they actually, each car has a different song playing on it. Each car has the different theme park manufactured version of an Aerosmith song. Here's where we get into a bit of a disagreement. I think it looks like a nightmare.
Okay, well, you haven't actually been on it, though.
That's true.
So you only saw a crappy video of it.
I've seen several high-quality videos of it.
That was a pretty bad video.
It's weird, because it's like an industrial complex that looks like a warehouse that's also overgrown, like with like vines and stuff.
What are you talking about?
The queue to get in. Like, you go from, I don't know, from what I saw in the videos, it seems like you're in a recording studio, and then it switches to where the cars are, and I guess it's supposed to be like the back alley? Maybe that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because there's like...
And it's like industrial. It's like the back of a warehouse loading dock. I do love the the voice of the Banshee Man who counts down the cars. 3, 2.
He doesn't scream it exactly like that, you weirdo.
And then it just rockets into the Black Abyss, which I noted to you looks like the people on the ride are getting shot to hell. My biggest note when I watched it the first time this morning is that it's just a blacklight roller coaster version of Superstar Limo. Do you know what Superstar Limo was?
Mm.
Superstar Limo was an opening day Disney California Adventure theme park ride where this almost exact same storyline happens. Where you play somebody who has a contract with a movie producer who was originally supposed to be Michael Eisner, the CEO of Disney, but you had to make it from the airport to the Chinese theater without getting caught by the paparazzi, and it was going to be like a almost Indiana Jones intensity like ride. Mm-hmm. And there's those horrible cartoonish animatronics, and you're going through Hollywood, which is what happens in this, essentially. It's the same, almost the exact same plot line. And I thought that it sucked from what I saw. I did not expect it to be what it was. I thought it was going to incorporate like giant guitars, like the Hard Rock Cafe exterior.
The point of the inside is that you're going through Hollywood to get to the concert.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was. I thought it was something more interesting. That's why I said it's a roller coaster version of Superstar Limo. I thought it would be like you're entering the literal music of Aerosmith or something.
Again, you haven't been on it, so you're missing like the whole storyline, like as you're going through the...
I've seen the video of somebody going through it.
Well, you're not acting like it.
Well, yeah, because that's not what I thought it was. What I thought it was is like, I didn't even know there was a pre-tape or anything. I thought it was like literally like you're entered into the music and it's like some psychedelic crazy experience.
Well, that's what you get for assuming.
I know, I made an ass out of you and me.
No, just out of you.
Would you like to know some of the landmarks featured in the ride that I took note of?
Yeah.
The Hollywood sign, which you ride through, palm trees, highway sign pointing to the Civic Center. They could have made it something more exciting. I think that's it. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's just a black abyss, and you occasionally see some palm trees or the California Freeway or Interstate 5 or 10 signs. There's Route 101, there's buildings of Los Angeles, various road signs. They have a slow on merge highway sign on this roller coaster. Watch opposing traffic. You go through the donut sign for some reason.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts.
And then my favorite is the parking lot sign for the Aerosmith concert at the end.
Yeah, so... I don't know, but it is a dark roller coaster, so how much more could they have done without it being overwhelming? Because you are also going through all those inversions, which I don't think you noticed in the video because his hands are shaking.
I guess,
so
Paris did something.
You're not seeing how cool it looks when you're twisting and everything with all those lights. Like, it honestly, like, looks really cool.
There's not that many lights, is it? It's just the black lights
as you go through everything, yeah, and like you see all the lights. Like when you go through the corkscrew, you can like see I think it's the palm trees, if I remember correctly, like spinning with you.
That's neat,
like,
I guess.
Yeah, you can see the lights and everything like moving with you or twisting as you go.
I don't know. I just can't. I can't break my mind away from just seeing this as a roller coaster version of Superstar Limo because it just feels like it's such a waste. I guess. Like,
I mean, they could have added more in there, but I feel like it would have been too overwhelming because again, you still haven't been on this, so you.
And I never will be.
You don't. Yeah, you're missing the whole experience. You just watched a video.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Because it's Aerosmith and it's like rock and roll, I thought it would be something more hectic than driving through Hollywood and Los Angeles.
Exactly.
What's more hectic than California traffic?
Exactly. Like I said, yeah, they probably could have added more like palm trees or like stuff, but it definitely was enough. It definitely was exhilarating. Like, and also you're going like 60 miles an hour. On a roller coaster.
You go faster than that on the LA freeway.
That's fast for a roller coaster.
Well, you said you don't know what else they could do on the inside.
I mean, I know they
but
I
have an example of what they did otherwise, because remember when I said it opened up at Paris?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. That's a giant CD.
Mm-hmm.
They have CDs everywhere. Apparently the cars on the fronts,
mm-hmm.
they have giant CDs. They very heavily themed it after CDs.
What does it look like on the inside?
Okay, so here we go. So the inside. Okay, so let me just go down these notes I have. First of all, I love the insanity of the Paris park building. Just the leopard print guitar and the crazy colors and the rock and Rollercoaster Aerosmith, whatever. So the storyline is that guests enter a building themed to the fictional Tour de Force records, and the story is focused on Aerosmith, who are currently working with engineers to create a revolutionary new music experience at the record studio. And after the pre-show, which features Aerosmith's Steven Tyler hyping up the ride, guests are lured into the testing area, which I don't know why they would use that turn of phrase for this description. Where they board one of 5 sound trackers, prototype vehicles for the new experience. And instead of taking the Los Angeles freeways, get this. The Paris version is based around an Aerosmith music video and entering the world of music itself. Okay. So it's literally what I thought it was. Except it's not. It's just a non-stop laser light show.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing. Like, for the inside, they just have a bunch of, like,
it's just flashing, garish, multicolored lights, some lasers that probably hit people in the eyes. It's weird. It's not psychedelic like I expected the ride to be on either one. But it's weird, but not in the good way. It's just weird in a way that's poorly thought out. Again, this one closed in 2023.
It closed? I can't even experience this?
No, you cannot. I'm sorry. You'll never be able to experience the French rock and roller coaster via Aerosmith. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the rock and roller coaster. I like the name. It's a very clever name. Mm-hmm. Thank God they didn't go for Rocking Roller Coaster, because how dumb do you think the guy was feeling that came up with that when somebody else pointed out, like, really? You're not rock and roll or a coaster? Are you watching a walkthrough of it?
It looks cool.
I know, I like it. Like, it's super colorful. Like, especially, like, the tube that you go down, like how it's normally Black Abyss. Mm-hmm. It's almost like Space Mountain, where there's, like, lights shooting past you. Even more industrial, I'd like to point out, the French version. Alright, so tell me what you're seeing.
Whoa. Okay, for the Paris one, I mean, I like that they used more lights, but you still can't even tell what's going on. It's just a bunch of lights.
Yeah, there's nothing other than lights.
So, yeah, So I don't know why you're complaining about all the, like, the ones they did in Disney World.
I feel like maybe if you combined them, something might work.
Yeah.
Maybe put a palm tree or two here or there in the French one that's been dead.
Well, like, that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, going on it was bright. Like, it was bright.
Well, yeah, it's black light, so...
It's black light, and it's, like, all glowing. So, like, it's still pretty bright, but not enough to where it's so bright that it, like, ruins everything else around you.
I will say, for some reason, because I did watch a ride where somebody went on it with the lights on, I kind of liked watching it with the lights on more than the other videos.
Oh, yeah, it's, like, crazy packed in there. The track, for some of them, if you ever see, like, the photo of it... Some of those tracks are really close together. Like, I would not put my hands up.
When you go in, a car, like, goes right over you.
Yeah.
You want some dark side of this story is that 2 people have died from this ride.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, one boy died at the US one, and a girl died after being unresponsive after the ride ended in the Paris one. I think he hit his head.
On what?
On one of the bars.
How?
I don't know. Maybe you tried to stand up or something, but...
How? You're locked in the seat.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh, don't say something like that if you don't have all the facts.
Well, I wasn't planning on bringing it up.
Well, you brought it up.
Rock and roller.
I could understand having a medical emergency and, like, going unresponsive and then dying, but Actually, how? Unless he was freakishly tall and not a boy, because you're making him sound like a little boy.
12-year-old boy, 2006. Why do they specify where he's from on this Disney wiki page?
I don't know.
It was found unresponsive after the ride came to an end. He was declared dead en route to the hospital. The ride temporarily closed for investigation. The victim had died as a result of a congenital heart defect.
Oh, well, then that was...
Maybe not.
Him having health problems and then going on an extreme ride. That wasn't the actual roller coaster. 2007,
14-year-old girl in Paris lost consciousness, and she died in the ambulance ride.
Nothing about like a health problem.
Nope.
It sounds like a health problem, though, not...
Why'd they specify where the boy was from, but not where the girl was from in France?
Maybe she's from France.
I also have a list of hidden Mickeys.
Oh, yeah, hidden Mickeys.
You want to know?
No, it's fine. They're everywhere.
Many on Steven Tyler's shirt on the poster outside. So, any other thoughts before we move on to the Muppet Vision segment?
My thing is, I don't know. I'm just not getting the right vibes from trying to make, like, the Muppets into a roller coaster. Like, it's weird. They're saying, like, from what it sounded like when they announced it, they were all like, oh, yeah, we're confirming that we're getting rid of Muppets 3D, but don't worry, like, we're just gonna throw the Muppets onto this ride. And it's just all like, I like the Muppets, but I don't get the appeal of going on a high-speed roller coaster with the Muppets. Unless Animal's with you the whole time. Then I can picture that, because he's rock and roll.
I was saving this for later until we got to that part where I was going to discuss that specifically.
Could you imagine going on this, and then you go through the corkscrew, and Kermit's face is just right there, and that's all you see as you're going through the corkscrew, or Miss Piggy's face? Like, that's just weird.
So here's the poster for Rock and Roller Coaster Starring Aerosmith, which is on all the buildings and stuff. And here's the poster that they released after the announcements, I guess.
I saw it. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know how they're going to incorporate them into this ride. Like we said again, like, this ride is not that long. Like, I want to say...
It's about 2 minutes.
About a 2-minute roller coaster. And it's in the dark. So I'm like...
I think they can go my route and just get really colorful and psychedelic with it. Because for all those unaware, if you're watching the YouTube video, you might be seeing it right now. The new poster that they created is a recreation of the other poster of Aerosmith on the car, except now it's Dr. Teeth and the whatever Mayhem band that he's a part of, with Kermit and Miss Piggy amongst them. So obviously... if you have something music related, you're gonna, and it's Muppets involved, you're gonna go with Dr. Teeth.
Yeah, and what songs are they gonna be playing?
That's what I was looking up Dr. Teeth songs. Like, is it gonna be covers of, like, what if it's Dr. Teeth doing covers of Aerosmith?
Yeah, like, what possible songs are they gonna be doing? Like, that's just what throws me off. Like, they couldn't find another rock band or something.
Rock bands are big now?
I know, there's not a lot.
Get Sabrina Carpenter's Rock and Roller Coaster starring Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, something like that.
Olivia Rodrigo, I think, would work better than...
I feel... Okay, like, Olivia Rodrigo's new album would be really cool in this roller coaster, not gonna lie. All her little punk rock songs.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, that's why I said she would be a pretty good fit. Cool.
I don't, like...
I'm gonna make some fan edits that have her songs.
Pop, but, like... Okay, yeah, that would be cool, but, like, not a lot of, like... You need someone who has, like, a good status. Not that Olivia Rodrigo's, like, popularity isn't growing, but, like, you need... I don't know. You need someone, like...
Like Aerosmith.
Like Aerosmith, yes.
Knowing the Muppets' reputation and how poorly Disney treats them, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, we're bringing Aerosmith back!
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start talking about Muppet Vision, and we can get into our theories and whatnot later. So Muppet Vision 3D, this is yet another thing that I've never experienced outside of YouTube. Muppet Vision is a 3D film attraction that debuted at Disney's Hollywood Studios in 1991, or MGM Studios if you're naughty. It holds the distinction of being the final project that Jim Henson directed and performed before he died in 1990. But yeah, this is the last thing he ever worked on Muppets related.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I know. And it makes it even more heart-wrenching that they're getting rid of it.
Well, also the courtyard, too, like, I know it's, like, run down now, but the courtyard, I always loved the Muppet courtyard.
And it's
like,
been, like, cut in half.
You can pull up, like, the photos. Like, I've always loved, with the Miss Piggy, like, water fountain and...
Sorry for my loud keyboard.
Like, that, like, because it made it more of, like, you know, the vibes and everything. Because it wasn't just the theater. And the hot air balloon and the... Yeah. And just, like, the decor around. And then the stores. Like, there was... I don't remember how many stores there were, but there's stores around there, too, with, like, stuff and...
It is weird how out of the way it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of tucked back in a corner.
Now we're just looking at pictures of it.
Yeah. It wasn't that big, but it was still nice.
Yeah, it used to be bigger. I have some notes later about what they cut it back on to create. So this was, unfortunately, the last Muppets-related work that Jim Henson performed in. Something else I learned is that he performed, I'm not sure which one, either Statler or Waldorf, was Jim Henson. Mm-hmm. And the other guy who plays the other old man puppet, he also passed away pretty soon after this came out as well. So this is also the last sort of like, this is the last true Statler and Waldorf project. So in the late 80s, Jim Henson was in negotiations with the Disney company for a $150 million purchase of the production, Jim Henson Productions. The deal was aimed to integrate the Muppets into Disney, and it also included plans for Henson to have a 15-year creative contract. During this time, he was obviously actively involved in creating Muppet Vision3D, which was intended to be a centerpiece of a larger Muppet-themed area. Huh. Did you know about this?
No.
How
was I supposed to know about that?
Here's the concept art.
Whoa.
Yeah, right? Look at all that.
The dragon in the sky.
A dragon?
There's a dragon in the sky.
I don't know what that is. So, let me find my notes here. So, the proposed area, which you're looking at right now, as you can tell, is going to be much larger, and it was also going to include another ride called the Great Muppet Movie Ride, which was described by Jim Henson himself in a video interview as, quote, a ride showing how movies are shot, but all of the information is wrong.
What?
Yeah, it was going to be like the Muppets take you behind the scenes of the movies and how movies are made.
But they're wrong?
Well, yeah, because it's the Muppets. So it's like, it's just all ridiculous, like...
I guess so. I feel like it would have been cute with the Muppets explaining it, but...
Well, it is.
Well, yeah.
It's them explaining it and filming it and doing it very poorly.
And wrecking all of it?
It's just, the non sequitur nature of Muppets.
Basically the show?
Yeah.
In the theater?
Yeah. And it was going to have 2 different restaurants, which you can see right here. They were going to have another hot air balloon. Uh-huh. And apparently a crashed biplane or something. And a pickle factory. But the other 2 restaurants were going to be Swedish Chef's Video Cooking School and Great Gonzo's Pandemonium Pizza Parlor.
Ooh, pizza.
Currently, they only have the 3D, the Pizza Rizzo, and Mama Melrose's Ristorante Italiano. And even most of that was, the majority of it was cut back for Galaxy's Edge. Jumping back in time, though, negotiations between Disney and Henson were reportedly very stressful for him. I don't know how much of a sort of like free love hippie kind of guy. He seemed like he was somebody who was very attached to those he worked with. There's stories about him defending his employees from like the Disney lawyers coming onto set and starting crap. But Frank Oz, who was a close collaborator, he's also the guy who voiced Yoda in Star Wars, recommended by Jim Henson himself. He is quoted as saying that the Disney deal is probably what killed him.
Oh, all the stress.
Yeah, indicating the toll it took on Jim Henson and how he continued working despite being hospitalized and falling ill with breathing issues and dying due to organ dysfunction from an untreated strep throat. So, he died a year before it opened. Muppets 3D continued and opened May 16th, 1991, exactly 1 year after Jim Henson's passing. As I said, the filming took place in 1990. Can you guess which month?
January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything good that Disney happens in January. The ride itself, it combines 3D film, obviously, with some light animatronics, or maybe heavy animatronics, I don't know.
Well, there's also that one person in the costume.
Oh yeah, and the Sweetums actual actor. The pre-show features various monitors and whatnot of the Muppets preparing for the show, and it's just like there's kind of classic jokes and humor and stuff. The in-theater effects, of course we said Sweetums, there's also Statler and Waldorf, Bean Bunny, and the chef, who you learned about for the first time.
I don't think I ever saw him.
It would make sense since he is behind you in the theater.
Oh.
He's at the back side. He's doing the projection.
No wonder I never noticed him if he's in the back of the theater.
But aside from them, there are also bubbles and water sprays and whatnot, lighting effects, projection mapping effects, like you saw in the video along the walls.
Yeah.
Those were only added a year ago.
Yeah, I figured I didn't remember that. I was like, wait.
They added the projection mapping to this attraction in October 2023, and a year later, they announced that they're shutting it down.
I don't know. It'd be cool if we could see, like, the number counts or anything, like the engagement metrics Disney has.
Oh, they would never, never release those.
I know, but it would be cool to see if it did drop within a year, and that's why. I mean, I get it. They want something new because they made this in the.
So they want something new, so they get a 21-year-old property.
Yeah. So, but yeah, again, like I said earlier, it's kind of weird that they picked Monsters Inc. Not that I don't like Monsters Inc. I do, and that thankfully they did revamp the movie. Like, when did they make the Monsters University? That was
about 2017, maybe.
Yeah, so it has some revamp, but
it's none of it's based on that. It's all based on the original film.
It's all based on the first movie.
It is based on the original movie and the short film of the original movie, Mike's New Car.
Oh yeah, Mike's New Car.
Because his car is in all the concept art. All the concept art.
Yeah. It's just interesting that they didn't make something, like, more new. I don't know what they would have done, though, so can't really complain too much. Like, what other thing could you make with a hanging roller coaster?
What? Oh, clearly an Iron Man ride, because that's the other thing they're using it for.
But it would have been weird to just, unless they wanted to make this like another Avengers Campus thing.
They already have one of those.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's what I'm saying. What new land could they add?
But this. Just remake the concept art from the Muppets. Bring the Muppets back. The people yearn for Muppets.
Be an Imagineer. Do their job better.
I want to be.
Be an Imagineer.
Well, that's the problem. That's something that I learned making that 6-hour-long video. I don't know how long it's going to be when I get finished editing it. Is that the issue is that I don't know what the last original property and idea was for a ride. I think it was something in either the 90s or very early 2000s. Everything since then has been intellectual property that Disney owns.
Yeah.
Which really stifles and limits what creative possibilities there are, and I doubt there will ever be a time again in the future where Disney and Imagineering go back to a time that we think of where all the greats were made, like Pirates and Haunted Mansion et al. So I really don't know what they could have done, because they already chopped off half of this place for Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
It's very limited in terms of what is still there from the maps that I've looked at. Because as we have established, I've never been to Florida. Thank God.
It's honestly not that bad. I don't know why you make such a big deal.
But it makes sense for them to do Monsters Inc. because they'd have to do very little refurbishment, because it already is vaguely resembling inner city sort of New York-y style.
Oh, good point, yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to say about Muppets 3D?
Just that
because we just rewatched it.
Yeah, I always loved it. It was always so entertaining.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Doing this research is making me want to just watch all of the old Muppet stuff, because as a kid I only had like 2 or 3 of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
One of which was Muppets Oz, Wizard of Oz, which
had
had
that one.
You didn't?
I don't know.
I love that one. That's why I love Pepe the Prawn so much. That one has Quentin Tarantino cameoing in it, where he's waving a katana at Kermit.
When?
At the very end, when they confront the witch, Miss Piggy, it cuts to Kermit in a little suit in a boardroom with Quentin Tarantino pitching him the ending, and he's like,
"Oh, I remember it now."
I totally forgot about it until I saw a clip of it this morning. But like, I remember watching that as a kid and having no clue who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of my favorites growing up. Is that one? Who was in that? Who was the woman who played Dorothy?
I honestly do not remember. I barely watched that one.
Now I gotta know. Muppets Wizard of Oz. That's why Pepe the Prawn is one of my favorites.
I never liked Pepe. I
love his little jacket.
I always loved Beaker.
Oh yeah, Beaker was the classic.
And Animal.
Oh, I have no idea who this is. Ashanti?
Who? Oh, Ashanti!
I don't know who this is, but I had a huge crush on her because of this movie.
I loved Ashanti. She's like R&B rapper.
She was my childhood crush whenever I would watch this movie.
Yeah, I loved her. Well, made it sound like she died. She's not dead.
You loved when she had a better career?
Well, what has she done recently?
I don't know. The Muppets exactly. Wizard of Oz.
She was, if I'm not mistaken, she was also in John Tucker Must Die.
I don't recall what that is.
It was...
Yeah, but overall, I don't have any issues with Muppets Vision 3D. I loved it. I love the Muppets. Sesame Street, I'm iffy on. I feel like growing up, even, I was like, Muppets are clearly the superior product, even though I still watched it.
Well, except for the Cookie Monster. I mean, you can't hate the Cookie Monster.
And the vampire.
Yeah.
Count.
Count.
You just don't like scary stuff.
He forced me to count.
Oh,
that
no.
was traumatizing when I was 2.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know how to. Or 3.
Yeah, it's, the main show, the pre-show, like I said, has the monitors and everything, the Muppets, and you're in a warehouse storage room, a prop warehouse, which is kind of similar to what they would then go to do with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pre-show is all the Muppets. They all show up. Kermit's there. He's doing a little documentary detailing the Muppet Vision and this new technology they've created. It's about 20 minutes or so. And yeah, it's just wonderful. It's incredible, and it ends with the Swedish chef firing a blunderbuss at the Oh, I almost forgot to mention the horrible villain, the dastardly, otherworldly entity that enters the reality.
Oh, he's just like
Waldo C. Graphic.
Yeah, he's...
Waldo.
What is he? Like, just...
a horrible demon.
He's their, 3D creation that they made for the movie that they're going to make, and they think he's so cool until he runs rampant.
Yeah, until he shows up, and they're like, oh, I don't like you.
And then they try to delete him.
Yeah, clear, obviously, they understand that this thing should not exist.
And then, and then he gets away... Or part of him gets away, I should say, because he splits into multiple.
God, it's awful.
And
I hate him.
It's just weird. He starts just, messing everything up.
It's funny because even the Muppets hate him.
Yeah.
Nothing about him is in any way warranted any love or affection.
Well, that's weird. Do you think the Muppets hate them? Or hates it, or whatever you want to call it, because it was literally a 3D animation, and yet they're Muppets.
Yeah,
they're literally puppets. So it clearly felt like a jab at animation.
Well, here's the thing: is that this is pre-Toy Story.
This is?
This is 1990.
Wow.
1991 it released, remember?
Well, they knew they were going there.
Yeah, I know. So... it's like Jim Henson and the writers being super prescient about the future and what would become of the Muppets. They're like, we gotta stop this now! And then Waldo escaped and formed Pixar with Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
If you look at the founding Pixar photo with Steve Jobs, you can see Waldo hiding behind his ear, whispering dark secrets. I hate him. I despise that creature.
That doesn't make sense because the chef kills him by throwing a cannon into
Thankfully.
the screen. So.
Yeah, he saves the day. This is like an apocalyptic story, and the chef saves the day.
Yeah. But the best part about that is that, like, you could see, like, the lights flickering through because Chef's firing from the back of the theater. And and firing towards the screen. So you would just see all the lights go and the smoke.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because it's like I know it says it's 3D, but it's also kind of 4D.
It's 4D, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently there was something that they did with the logo where, like, 3D was scratched out and they wrote 4D in, like, little red letters or something for a time.
There's those little parts, like when Fonzie sprays that water, you get water on you.
Yeah, it's Muppets 4D, Muppets 3D. They called it both at various times. But yeah, Waldo's definitely obviously meant to be the bad guy, and as such, I hate him. I don't know where I was going with this. I was going to say something earlier and then I forgot. And just my pure hatred of Waldo C. Graphic. Apparently his first name comes after the puppeteering device, like the remote control that they use. Mm-hmm. And then his middle initial stands for computer. I highly recommend just watching that. Even just go and find like a 4K like walkthrough of the whole thing, because that's what I did and I had a great time. It's just super fun, classic Muppets. Like I said, it's the last Jim Henson production, so it's like the classic humor, it's classic Kermit, it is
the two old dudes
classic Statler and Waldorf, just everything. It's wonderful. I hope that they continue. They said very vaguely, let's see, where is it? Here we go. Quote, "As we move forward with these changes, we are having creative conversations and exploring ways to preserve the film and other parts of the experience for fans to enjoy in the future." It's an official Disney statement.
I mean, I understand saving the film, but how are you going to save all the other effects? Because not all of it is on... It's 4D. Like, not all of it's on... that screen.
I think let's move into some sort of ancillary information into sort of modern day times, because they did say that they are going to be reusing the theater, but I'll get back to that a little later because I have a bit extra stuff. Let's hop back across the coasts, because this was also an opening day attraction at Disney's California Adventure theme park.
Oh, where they have
PhilharMagic. Mm-hmm. That's where it used to be. Until it closed in 2014 under temporary closure, but was made permanent in 2015 when it never reopened.
Oh, I kind of remember that, yeah.
And then it became... I don't know what happened at this building, because I was trying to figure out the timeline of what was there, because on this Disney wiki it says Muppet Vision was there, but also at the same time that it existed, there was an American Idol experience, which is something I want to go into and discuss in a future episode, because I don't know what that is.
Are you sure it was in that building?
It says it was.
Not on that stage?
It says it was in the... I don't know.
Okay.
And then it says that the Frozen musical thing went there.
Oh yeah, for a while there was a Frozen thing there, yeah.
And then it says PhilharMagic. So it implies that it's all in the same spot. But I don't understand how that American Idol thing was in the same area as Muppet 3D when it was still active. So if anybody's listening still, let me know. But yeah, it closed in 2014 and then never came back. So I'd imagine something like that's going to happen. Again, we go back to the Muppets Courtyard. It was only called that for about 1 year, actually. I can't remember when, but it was originally known as Streets of America, when it was like wider, more, I don't know, New York themed, I guess. Then they renamed it to Muppets Courtyard for a year, and then quickly renamed it to Grand Avenue. So yeah, like we mentioned at the beginning, or earlier on, it was going to be a lot larger, and with all the extra stuff, there was going to be another ride, more restaurants. Guess what the reason was that didn't happen?
Money? I don't know.
Jim Henson died, and the merger that they had working, it fell through.
Yeah.
So Disney got a licensing agreement for the one ride, and because they didn't own it, they were like, screw you, we're not doing anything else. But in 2004, Disney would acquire the Muppets IP, and do you see that right there?
Yeah.
Where it says Jim Henson's name?
Uh-huh.
Notice what it says now. They got rid of Jim Henson's name like within a year of purchasing the Muppets.
Huh. Well, I mean, if they purchased it, I get it. But still not cool.
But here's something that would have been amazing, Lena.
What?
I love this idea so much, and I wish it was reality, and I really want to talk about it in the future with you. MuppetLand Takeover.
Huh.
In 1991, because 1990, or 1991, I'm not sure when, was like the 30-something anniversary of Disney and Mickey and all that. So, what they had in store was that over the next year after that anniversary, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, Goofy, like the main characters, they were going to be going on vacation for a year, and the Muppets were going to be running Disneyland. So
was that just supposed to be in this land?
Just in Disneyland, yeah. So for a whole year in the 90s, they wanted to have the Muppets take over Disneyland. The sign out front was going to say MuppetLand. I think they were going to make...
A whole year is a long time.
Is it?
Yeah.
They were going to make, like, Kermit was going to... Or the Matterhorn was going to be green or something. Animal was going to be in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Like, they were just going to be around the park, like, Muppetized versions of it. And it was going to be like the Muppets are now in charge. They've taken the place of Mickey. And they are, like, Kermit's trying to hold it all together. That would have been so cool. That would have been
funny. I mean, a whole year, though. That's not kind of long.
Is it? They have the fuck
Really?
They have the haunted Halloween holidays or whatever for like 6 months.
6 months?
Or I don't know how long it is. I would have, oh my gosh, I wish that became a thing. That would have been so cool.
I feel
you go there and like instead of buying Mickey ears, you gotta buy like a Kermit eyeball hat. You get his little jester thingy.
I don't like the idea of getting rid of the characters for that long, though.
That's because you're obsessed with the characters.
Well, like, that's why you go to Disney, though.
That's not why I went.
Well, you know what I mean, especially if you're a little kid.
Apparently, during the grand opening of this Muppet Vision, they had full-size characters walking around, which is odd. It's weird to see. But finally, we get to the modern day, where the Muppets Courtyard is going to close to make way for a Monsters, Inc. land-themed Monstropolis. The new area will include a long-discussed coaster based on the door vault scene in the first film, as well as dining and shopping. And of course, you know, Disney also shared the fact that Rock and Rollercoaster Starring Aerosmith is going to be turned into Rock and Rollercoaster Starring the Muppets, I guess. Or maybe just Rock and Rollercoaster.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they could do a couple of things. I think the one that I want it to be is a Simpsons ride-esque parody of a theme park ride. Like, I think it would work really well if the Muppets get meta and, like, they know that they've been kicked out of their former place and are relegated to a roller coaster.
That'd be funny.
Like, just really play up the fact that, like...
Stop giving Disney ideas.
No, because hire me, Disney. I'm full of ideas. Like, just really play up the fact that the Muppets know that they're waning in popularity with Disney's higher-ups. And I don't know, again, what you would do for the music, aside from having Dr. Teeth do covers of Aerosmith songs.
Or just, like, rock and roll songs.
Or just original. That's assuming that it stays Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, too. They're saying it's still Rock and Roller Coaster, and watch them totally get rid of that, and then it's just like the Muppets coaster, and then...
But again, I think that could work.
I feel like it could.
In a way that it could never work with anything other music-related. Like, they did it... What was Incredicoaster before it was Incredicoaster?
I feel... Before Incredicoaster? Oh, California Screaming?
Yeah.
But Incredicoaster doesn't even work. Like, Violet even has a line in there where she talks about, like, taking over an old ride and just slapping their name on it. Yeah, I forgot how she phrases it, but she basically says that. Like, oh, we just slapped our name on this ride.
That's what they need to do with the Muppets.
Yeah.
Also, I think that the setting also makes it more conducive to the Muppets than Aerosmith. I don't know why I feel like the Muppets are just kind of hanging around.
My concern is, obviously, you gotta, with using the Muppets... like, you have to have a good reason that we're going on a roller coaster, right? And, like, with their storylines they've been pumping out lately, they're obviously just using, like, some type of AI chat GTP.
What? Muppets Haunted Mansion?
And, no, I'm talking more about, like, Tiana's. Like, I haven't, like...
You don't like the fact that you start in a mine and work your way through the process of food being created?
The storyline doesn't make sense for the ride. Like, before you go off the... Okay, I'm getting a little off track. But before you even go off the freaking, the 50-foot drop, it's just Mama Odie saying, oh, let's go this way, guys. I'm like, what does that have to do with the drop?
Yeah, ironically, I think that ride would have worked more if it was just a recap of the movie.
Yeah, and then, like, Dr. Facilier could have been trying to, like, kill you or something. Just like the original Splash Mountain, the freaking fox was trying to kill the rabbit and was about to, like, throw him over the edge. Like, it was terrifying. And now it's literally just Mama Odie going, oh, guys, come on, we gotta go this way. And then you just go down a 50-foot drop like it's nothing.
She's very adamant about this change.
Okay, but that's what makes the drop fun. You're building up that suspense. Now it's like nothing. It's just like, oh, you're just dropping 50 feet. Bye.
Yeah,
see you at the bottom.
So that's why we need the Muppets to be the anti-Disney. Muppets, you need to work your way up from the inside. You need to Hydra.
I'm nervous. I'm scared the storyline's just going to be like, oh, we're going this way. And then
hey guys,
all of a sudden you're on a freaking...
Whoa, hey, Fonzo, don't take our ride that way. I can't do a good... I need to hear Kermit to do his voice.
Yeah, that was barely Kermit.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
That's barely Kermit.
Hi, I'm Kermit.
Stop, you can't do a Kermit.
I need to hear it. I haven't heard him.
But yeah, that's my concern with this. I was all like, man, they're not gonna get the storyline right. Like, I don't know what's going on with Disney and, like, their Imagineers for the parks coming up with storylines, but they're recently been, like, dropping the ball. There's not a lot of development in their storylines, and I feel like they're thinking people won't notice, and we're just over here like, we noticed. This is a little weird.
That's a common complaint I've had with Disney's cartoons for children for many years, is that they really just pump those things out because they're like, they're kids. They don't need proper entertainment.
Well, I don't know. What are you talking about? Not for the movies. They've been really good.
Well, that's why I said the TV show, the cartoon shows that I've had to endure.
Yeah, those don't really have a lot of going on.
So I feel like that's a sort of similar aspect, which... Yeah, I don't know what else they could do, because I really like my idea.
Yeah, yours would probably be a really good idea, but watch them not do it, and it's just all like, oh, you want to come hang out with the Muppets?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, did you know we have a rock band? Oh, would you get in our limo?
It's Dr. Teeth!
It's Dr. Teeth, and let's all get on this ride together. Let's
Animal,
go in
no!
limo.
Don't hit that button!
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. They're not even gonna have, like... I hope they come up with a good storyline, but...
Whoops. I bumped the table.
Because, like, the Aerosmith one is decent, like...
I guess.
Okay, you're comparing it to something else that sucked, so you need to stop.
Okay.
Because if it sucked that bad, they wouldn't have had it this long. I wonder how much money Disney lost by, like, having Aerosmith in one of their rides.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, so, like,
well, not as much as they would have lost if they got Rolling Stones.
Yeah, but, like, obviously it's been doing well because they've had it for so many years. But, like, I get it, like,
yeah, who cares about Aerosmith? I'm excited because it's the Muppets still, and I'm glad that they're being able to continue in some way. But, yeah. Pretty much what she's been stating about, like, what is it truly
They're gonna drop the ball.
Yeah, how...
They're gonna drop the ball. I can already feel it.
Is it just gonna be the same thing with the dumb cardboard cutouts of the trees and everything? Because this goes into my thing, is that, look at this image. They're gonna deck out the cars to look like the Dr. Teeth psychedelic 60s, 70s band stuff.
I mean, if they use that.
I'd hope so. But, like I was saying at the beginning, this is the perfect opportunity to get weird, to get psychedelic, to get wacky and crazy with it.
Yeah.
Because you have the Muppets.
Yeah, they could do something really, like, exciting and exhilarating with this ride, so we'll see.
But Monsters, Inc. Land, I have the image up here somewhere. So this is the concept art they just released.
It looks nice.
It does look nice. Oh my gosh. I can't.
It'd be really cool if they had like the monsters around too. Since it's supposed to be like their land.
Look at how high quality this image is.
Yeah.
So this is the theater. This is the Muppets theater, which is going to be called the Monstro Theater.
Late night screams. Oh, is that just gonna have their floor show in it that they already have?
No. Why would they do? Oh wait, no, they don't have that over there, do they?
They have that, yeah.
Do they not have that over there?
Is that over there? I don't remember.
I thought that floor show was at DCA, Disney California Adventure Theme Park.
No.
Oh, is it not?
I think it's there. Would they just move it and like put it right there? Because it's actually in Disney, Magic Kingdom.
So here's the notes that I have. Constructions on Monsters Inc. Land is set to begin in 2025 with the suspended coaster and takes ride through the Laugh Factory doors. It's going to have a new theater show.
Okay, so at least
it specifies it's going to be a new theater show. I assume it's going to be quote unquote 4D with whatever effects. Maybe it'll instead of water, it'll be piss from getting so scared.
I wonder what they're going to do with the laugh floor then.
Probably just keep it. They still have Star Tours, even though they have Galaxy's Edge.
I guess.
Or they'll make that Muppets themed.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, they're just gonna shove Muppets into here, and then Muppets will be in Tomorrowland. That would be weird, though. What is Muppets?
They got the space pigs. Spuppets? Is that what? Did you just say spuppets?
I don't know what I said.
Spuppets!
They're gonna be Spuppets. They're gonna be space Muppets. And they're gonna be all decked out in futuristic 2000.
They've done that. That's Muppets in space.
Muppets in space shimmer, and they're gonna look like they're from the 2000s. Y2K.
Yeah.
Yes.
They should just do that.
Yeah.
Who cares about what is it even called? Laugh floor? Who gives a heck?
I mean, it's funny, but it's not.
It's no Crush's Turtle Talk.
It's not. It's not as good as the Muppets 4D show.
Disney, I know you're listening, Mr. Iger, and whoever takes over after you in 2 years. Here's what I'm proposing. Bring me on.
Yeah, just hire you, even though
I don't know much about how to run a theme park or the Muppets. Get rid of the Laugh Factory, whatever. Replace it with Muppets themed. You can even get voice impressionists and have the literal puppets there. Fucking show up.
Well, they could do animatronics still.
That's from what I've seen from that Statler and Waldorf. It just doesn't. Well, no, I think they could. Because those animatronics on that new Splash Mountain ride look really good. Mm-hmm. And that Navi one that they spent $3 million on. Yeah. They could make a Muppet animatronic actually look like it's being puppeteered.
And especially when you think of the original, I wouldn't say change it, but add more to it, to the show, the Muppet Show. Because the whole point of that Muppet Show is that they're trying to make a movie. So you could just add in a space moment.
You're really hooked on this space thing. Well, even though the Monsters Inc. one isn't.
Well, okay, yeah, that's always been what's weird about it, because it's right next door to Buzz Lightyear, and it's just monsters. You're in Tomorrowland, and all of a sudden you're on the Monsters Inc. laugh floor. Explain that to me, Disney. Explain it. Where's your theming?
I wonder, when did that all... We need to do an episode about that Monsters Laugh Floor is what I'm getting. Yeah. I'm learning. So, continuing, there's also, like I said, it's going to be a new theater show, as well as new dining and shopping options. The central courtyard is going to be reworked. There's going to be a weird statue that's a ball that in the article says it resembles Mike Wazowski, but only insofar as that it's a ball with a smaller ball on the inside. It's not Mike Wazowski at all.
That just looks weird.
It's just a circle.
That looks really weird. It looks like an olive.
It does look like an olive. Isn't there something olive related in Monsters Inc?
What would be olive?
I guess the eyeball for Harryhausen's. But yeah, I'm just going through this concept art right now. I can't even read what that says.
Always watching.
There's a lot of eyes. There's that eye on the monster. There's the eye right there on the marquee of the theater. There's the eyeball fountain. What is the obsession with eyes? What Big Brother horrible thing is this? Look at that!
I know, Big Brother is always watching.
I wonder how true this concept art is, because this concept art has a billboard for the laugh floor.
They randomly, made this and then tried to, throw Monsters, Inc. stuff on there.
That's literally what happened.
That's literally what they did. Most of these buildings, don't even look like it's from the
Is that something?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know.
It's a building. But, like, these buildings don't even look that...
Well, they do.
They kinda do.
That's what I said earlier, is that Monstropolis is just New York, and that's why they picked this to build off of, because they have the facade already made. So all they're doing is changing it to teal.
Yeah, where's the roller coaster supposed to be? Oh, isn't
that it's
building?
Back here. So this is Harryhausen, so that's the famous restaurant with the giant octopus man. Which I like. I like that.
They better have good food there.
Named after Ray Harryhausen, of course, famous
that is going to be a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
It better be good food.
It's probably going to be sushi if it's anything like
You
that.
better have to make a reservation, otherwise it doesn't connect to the movie. That's true.
That's true.
That's why he leaves and why this whole movie happens, because he doesn't want to miss his reservation. That is literally what kicks off this movie.
I bet they won't. I bet there's going to be one little Easter egg. There's going to be like a pile of reservations that you can't pick up, but you can touch.
When we go there, we're going to complain and be all like, why don't you have reservations, man?
Can you kick me out? I don't have a reservation. This is...
You need to be true to the movie.
So yeah, there's the massive back section, which is where they're housing everything.
It looks like they could have made it bigger.
Well, this is just concept art.
I'm not going to get into zoning. Never mind. I don't control any of that.
But I love that they included a flock of birds in this concept art.
They're like, this area looks too green. Throw in a flock of birds.
Is that Galaxy's Edge?
Is that Galaxy's Edge?
Kind of. I don't know what else it would be.
Well, it looks like there's a walkway to another park. Yeah. So I guess so.
But yeah, this is the concept art. As what you're seeing in the video, if you're watching the video right now. Do you think they're actually going to have smoke coming out of those smokestacks?
Like it's a factory? That'd be interesting. You know what I'm curious about? You know how every land has a smell? What smell are they?
I'm trying to think of those cologne, the sprays that Mike has.
It's
like dirty jockstrap.
That wasn't the name of it.
Yeah, it was one of them.
One was like wet dog or something like that.
Wet dog or dirty jockstrap. I'm pretty sure that's what he says.
I thought he said dirty laundry.
I don't know. Wait, the same thing.
No, it's not.
Jockstrap's laundry.
Oh, really? But like, I wonder what smell it's gonna be like.
Industrial inner city. Well, I didn't notice any smells when we went to Disneyland outside of that horrible popcorn smell.
Well, yeah, there were. You didn't smell them?
No.
Well, you weren't smelling enough.
I smelled the bromine in the...
You weren't smelling enough. I smelled all the smells.
Is this the whole... Is that all the theater? Right?
Would that whole thing be the... Oh, well...
Because this concept art, like, everything looks really big.
It looks like they're going to make that into a ride.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. But that's the theater, so... I mean, most of that's the theater. I don't know what's behind it.
Shopping and...
That's probably going to be a store.
Well, because, like, they have all this over here as well. I'm looking at the left side of the image, if anybody's wondering, where the Mike billboard is. I don't like that billboard, because he's not obscured by anything. Yeah, they
really slapped this together as fast as they could.
It looks good.
I'm not saying it looks bad. It's just, once you look at all the fine details, it's like, oh, you just slapped this together real fast.
Let me find it. Hold on.
I bet you it almost looks exactly like MuppetLand.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what? Yes.
Well, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they just slapped
So here's the additional concept art.
Oh, a slide. Oh my gosh, a Sully slide.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Zoom in more.
This is the one that, like, popped up a lot.
Okay, but if Sully is not walking around that park.
Oh, they're definitely... They're just gonna Chewbacca him, probably.
Chewbacca him?
Yeah. They're gonna Chewbacca him.
Is it weird that I want to go on that Sully slide?
Like, okay, so we're looking at more concept art. There's a little happy girl in the front with monster ice cream. This really exemplifies, like, the city. Yeah, the baby, the baby Bjorn tentacle thing. Like, this is pie in the sky. Like, what could we possibly do? I doubt any of this is really going to happen. But if they do, they could have a Sully. I don't know how they would do Mike Wazowski unless he's in a little car or something. Because no human is that small and frail.
Unless they get a child.
Or they do the Coco puppet thing.
Oh yeah, they could do a puppet.
But yeah, I could definitely see some poor college student who's a part of the Disney college program having to wear a Sully costume, walk on stilts, wear the heavy animatronic head.
I feel like, I don't know, some girls are really short. Like, I feel like some, maybe like a 4-foot Mike. Some girls are like 4 foot.
I guess, yeah.
You could do like a 4-foot Mike. He just has to be smaller than Sully so it doesn't look off to us. But he doesn't have to be like 3 foot.
But yeah, they have the car, of course. It's just really shows the cityscape. Like, it's the same problem I have with Galaxy's Edge, I think, is that most of it's going to be focused around shopping opportunities and one ride.
Yeah.
So that's like all the concept art is looking like. And then this is the concept art for the ride itself.
The ride looks fun. I love roller coasters like that, the hanging style.
It's going to be interesting to see, because you know how Batuu is set like in between the two sequel movies. Like, when is this going to be set? Is this going to be set during the film?
I'm curious what they're going to do with the storyline. Like, are they just going to follow the movie and we're just swinging through with
That's what it looks like.
Is that all it's going to be? I don't know. I figured they could have done something.
There's a comic book where Sid from Toy Story teams up with Randall and Waternoose, and Mike and Sully have to stop them.
That's weird.
It's incredible. Okay.
Maybe
they'll do that. But yeah, Mama Melrose's, I guess. I don't know if you ever went there. It's the restaurant in Muppets Land.
No, we never ate there.
Okay, that's where Harryhausen's is replacing. I've heard good things, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. Like I said, Disney said there's going to be a new show, new restaurant, new shopping opportunities. I love that they say shopping opportunities. That's so gross. Such a gross phrase. But, yeah, at least at this time, there's only going to be that one Monsters, Inc. ride, and Muppets is relegated to Aerosmith's sloppy seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they're doing this, but I don't own the park. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't think they know either.
I think they're just trying anything. I would love to know all their engagement metrics, and also if they did any I would hope so, focus group studies to see how people are actually engaging with these ideas. But, they're probably not. They're probably just winging it and being like, oh, well, it's Disney. They're going to love it because it's Disney.
Yeah, they're going to love it because 8,000 people have Disney vlogging YouTube channels.
Also, they needed something new to compete with Universal, so...
Well, they're doing that Villains Grove thing or whatever.
That's
Villains
gonna
Land.
Be cool. That I want to talk about that too.
That's not opening for 8 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's gonna be cool.
We are in the theme park wars, I think is what I called it on my other podcast where I discussed all the Disney news. This is the theme park wars era of existence because they're just going to be going at it back and forth.
Yeah. Well, they said they always wanted to do that villains area and then just didn't have the money to make it. So that's going to be really cool. And it's definitely, obviously going to compete with Universal with their whole monster... What did they call it? I already forgot what they called it.
Dark Universe, Epic Universe. It's a bunch of different things.
No, but the actual monster area.
I assume it's Dark Universe.
With the monster ride that apparently is terrifying.
It's Dark Universe.
I think someone said it was the most terrifying ride made so far. Okay. And I'm like, okay.
I feel like it would be more terrifying. I could come up with a more terrifying ride. You get into a roller coaster that goes 15 miles per hour through a dark tunnel, and I blindly shoot a gun.
Why would anyone want to go on that?
Because it's terrifying.
That's not terrifying. That just sounds boring. Especially if you...
It's a real gun.
Blake, that's not funny.
Now does it sound boring?
No, it sounds crazy.
Exactly.
Why would you do that? No, that doesn't.
Because I want my theme park to be scarier than Universal's. Anyway,
no one would ever go on that. Then this isn't a Goosebumps book.
Not yet. But yeah, it is sad, especially after I've learned all that stuff about how this was Jim Henson's very last production on anything Muppets related. I hope that they put it on Netflix. I hope that they put this on Netflix. I hope they put it on Disney Plus in high quality. Obviously it's not going to be the same, but you can just get the same experience on YouTube. If not, it's depressing because I've said it for years. They're really not using Muppets to the full extent that they should be. They should just constantly have Muppets parodies coming out.
I know. I'm still upset they haven't done a Pride and Prejudice one.
Yeah, Pride and Prejudice Muppets, Aladdin Muppets,
Cinderella Muppets,
Monsters Inc. Muppets, Aerosmith Muppets, anything Muppets. We both loved the Haunted Mansion Muppets movie. I know a fair amount of people didn't, but
I still don't know why they didn't like it.
I don't know. But I think that they just need to pump out Muppets. Puppets. Whoa, I just came up with a new term.
Really?
Do you have any other stuff to say?
Not really.
Okay, so I've had a fun idea. Just before we end this episode, to do some trivia, I downloaded, what is it called? The Play Disney.
Go ahead and talk.
I almost thought you were too busy eating your goldfish.
Yeah.
I downloaded the Play Disney app to see what was on here, and it's a lot of trivia and like weird extra games that I'm not sure what the heck these things are. So I thought it would be fun if every week we just do one of these questions from here. Can you tell I'm vamping to try and get to wherever the heck it is? Where is it?
I don't know.
I could have sworn there was a random trivia section.
Why don't you just do a Star Wars thing?
Because there isn't a one. Oh wait, maybe it's this. Disney Parks Trivia. Is it this? Oh, here we go. Mickey's birthday trivia. Random trivia. I guess I'll go first?
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna go first. This is the Play Disney app random trivia. And let's see. Would you like to read it out to me? Even though I don't think it shows... Oh no, what?
During Olaf's Frozen adventure, what holiday treat does Olaf find to be indestructible?
Indestructible?
Mm-hmm. I know.
What does that mean? See, this is why I wanted to keep track of the score, because...
Wait, I want you to look at the choices, at least.
Sugar cookie, figgy pudding, fruitcake, Yule... Oh, well, the joke is a fruitcake.
Yay!
Oh, thank God! It was
Fun fact, did you know fruitcake is one of the oldest known desserts, dating back to the ancient Romans who made the treat from pomegranate seeds, pine nuts, and raisins.
That makes sense. It's pretty easy to make. Alright, now your question. True or false? Pelimoto runs a repair facility at the Mos Espa spaceport on Tatooine in The Mandalorian.
True? What?
No!
Wait.
She runs a,
Spaceport?
Wait, what?
What?
False.
I'm so confused.
False. Pelimoto's repair facility is actually at the Mos Eisley spaceport, the very same... What?
That was a weird... No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Oh, now you want to do it again?
That doesn't count. Let me go again.
I'll only let you go again if you let me keep track.
No.
Fine. Alright. Oh!
Hey.
What? This is you.
Oh, it's still me?
Yeah. I thought we were just going to do one question and you didn't like that one.
Oh, okay.
What unique substance can be found on Pandora, the world from Avatar?
It's that... I know, it's that...
Is it mytanium, obtanium, subtanium, or unobtanium?
It's that metal.
Yeah, which one?
I don't know.
You don't know this?
I never watched Avatar. I know it's a metal.
Well, you should have watched it with me when I got really drunk watching it for the first time. Go check that out on Smokey's videos on YouTube. Nope, it's unobtanium. She said, I don't even know what you said. You're lucky we're not keeping track. Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below or wherever you're listening to this at. Everywhere but Apple Podcasts, really. Because I don't bother going through that rigorous process of getting it set up. So leave comments, leave ratings. I'll read them out on the next episode. Or whatever episode, because I'll read them out in the future. And yeah, thanks for listening to I Need Some Disney. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to I Need Some Disney. This podcast is in no way affiliated with or endorsed by the Walt Disney Company. All opinions, facts, and fun here are our very own. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and connect with us online. Leave any suggestions for future topics in the comments.